Assalamu alaikum, my dear cadets. I welcome you all. It's a very critical moment to you all, where the COVID-19 has scattered everywhere in our country, also all over the world. So, be safe and sound and stay your home. Don't go anywhere. However excellent you are, all you need to know to protect yourself and your family. Here, Mohammad Ashikur Rahman, lecturer in chemistry at Borishal Cadet College. Today I am going to start my lesson on chapter 2, which is organic chemistry, and the topic which you will be taught today is the nomenclature of alkane, alkene and alkyne. Here is the learning outcomes. By the end of this lesson, cadets, you will be able to explain the nomenclature of alkane, explain the nomenclature of alkene, and finally will be discuss the nomenclature of alkyne. Okay, let's move on to the nomenclature by using UTEC system. In UTEC system, each organic compound consists of three parts: subprefix, root, and suffix. Root is also known as alk, which contain a number of carbon atoms in the longest chain in organic compound. These are C1, which stands for meth, C2 stands for eth. In similar ways, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9 and C10 can be expressed as prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non and dec respectively. Now the suffix. The functional groups are the suffix, which include a number of functional groups, that is aldehyde group, hydroxyl group, fatty acid group, etc. And the last one is prefix. The most of the side chain are prefix, as for example all alkyl group, all halide group, as for example that is the chloride group is the example of some prefix. Now move on to the nomenclature of alkane. As for example, at first a number of carbon atoms is to be write by covalent bond in such way, and we know that each carbon atom has 4 bonding sites, so this bonding site can be bonded with hydrogen atom, like here CH3, CH2, 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 CH2 and CH3. Cadets, you observe that here carbon-carbon single bond is present in this compound, so this is obviously an alkane group. And here the total number of carbon atom in the longest chain is 7, so we can say that the value of alk will be hept, so the nomenclature will be that compound is heptane. Now move on to the next example. Here also a number of carbon atoms are bonded with covalent bond, and the bonding site of carbon is filled by hydrogen atom. Here you see that the second carbon, a hydrogen atom is replaced by a methyl group. So we can say that this is the side chain of this compound. And here you also see that a carbon-carbon single bond is present here. So this compound is a member of alkane family. And here you see that the number of total carbon atoms in the longest chain hydrocarbon is 7. So the value of alk is hept. So finally we can say that the name of this compound will be 2-methyl for prefix methyl, and hept for root, and N for suffix. Because we know that each compound contains 3 parts, that is prefix, root and suffix. Here the prefix is 2-methyl and the root is hept and the suffix is N. So finally you can say that this is the UTEC name of this compound. Now move on to the next example. You see that a number of carbon atom is covalent bonded by different carbon atoms, and here the bonding site of each carbon atom is bonded by the hydrogen atom. Here you see that in second carbon the hydrogen atom is replaced by 2-methyl group. Here you see that this compound contains carbon-carbon single bond, and the total number of carbon atom in the longest chain hydrocarbon is 7. So the value of alk will be hept. Here you see that this compound contain 2 side chain that are 2-methyl group. So the prefix will be 2,2-dimethyl and the root will be hept and the suffix will be N. That is, the name of this compound will be 2,2-dimethyl heptane. Now following the next example, probably this is the last one for alkane. Here you see that a number of carbon atom is bonded by covalent bond, and the bonding site also is covered with hydrogen bond, hydrogen atom, like here. Here you see that in second carbon the hydrogen atom is replaced by 2-methyl group, and also the fourth carbon, here also a hydrogen bond is replaced by a ethyl group. This compound contain carbon-carbon single bond, and the total number of carbon atom in this compound you see that is 7. So the value of alk will be hept. That means the root is hept, and you also see that here 3 side chain is present in this compound, that is 2-methyl group and 1 ethyl group. So the prefix will be methyl and ethyl. As for alphabetical order, so the prefix will be 2,2-dimethyl, 4-ethyl, and the root will be hept, and suffix will be N. That means the UTEC name of the following compound will be 2,2-dimethyl 4-ethyl heptane. Now move on to the nomenclature of alkene. Here is the first example, like here a number of carbon atom is bonded with covalent bond. Here you see that a double bond is present here, and the bonding site of each carbon atom is filled by a hydrogen atom in such a way that here you see that this compound contains a carbon-carbon double bond, and the number of total carbon in this compound you see that is 7. So the value of alk will be het, and the UTEC name will be hept 1 in. Here hept is root and 1 in will be the suffix. Here this compound contains no side chain, that's why this compound contains only root and suffix. So this compound, the name of this compound will be hept 1 in. Now move on to the next example, where the carbon atoms is bonded with covalent bond, and here you see that a double bond is also present here, and the bonding site of each carbon is bonded with hydrogen atom. Here you see that in second carbon a methyl group is present here, which is the side chain of this compound. This compound contains a carbon-carbon double bond, and the number of total carbon in the following compound in the longest chain is 7. So the root will be hept, and here you see that here the prefix of this compound will be methyl in the second carbon. So the prefix will be 2-methyl, and the root will be hept, and the suffix will be 3 in. That is, the UTEC name of this following compound will be 2-methyl hept 3 in. Now move on to the next example. Here also a number of carbon atom is bonded with covalent bond, and each carbon atom is filled by hydrogen atom in such way that, and here you see that also in second carbon a methyl group is present here as a side chain. This compound contains a carbon-carbon double bond at the beginning of this compound. So, and the total number of carbon in the compound you see that it is 7. So the root will be hept, and as the prefix is methyl at the second carbon, so the prefix will be 2-methyl, and the root will be hept, and the suffix will be 1 in. So finally we can say that the UTEC name of the following compound will be 2-methyl hept 1 in. Parents, you must remind that in any compound contain 3 parts. Again I can remind you, that is prefix, root and suffix. So prefix will be the first one and the root will be the second one and the last one will be the suffix. So now move on to the next example for alkene. Here the carbon atom is bonded with covalent bond. Here you see that this compound contains two double bond and the bonding site of each carbon is bonded with with hydrogen atom, like here. Here in second carbon a methyl group is present here as a side chain, and this compound contain a carbon carbon two carbon carbon double bond. So the total number of carbon atom in the compound in the longest chain hydrocarbon will be the 7. So the value of root or alk will be halved, and here as methyl is the prefix of this compound, so the prefix will be 2-methyl, and the next one is alk, which is halved, and finally the suffix. Here you see that here two suffix at the same type is present here. The first one at the first carbon and the second double bond which is present at the third carbon here. So the suffix will be 1,3-diene, 1,3 for their position, for its position, and di is used for their number. So finally we will say that the UTEC name of this compound will be 2-methyl for prefix, heft for root, and 1,3-diene for suffix. So 2-methyl heft 1,3-diene will be the nomenclature of the following compound. Now move on to the next one, where the carbon atoms are bonded with covalent bond, like here, and also the bonding site is bonded with hydrogen atom. Here you see that in second carbon 2-methyl group is present here as a side chain. So this is the prefix of this compound, and also this compound contain one carbon carbon double bond. So this is alkene family. This is the compound of alkene family, and here then the total number of carbon in the longest chain hydrocarbon will be the 7, where the double bond is present at the third carbon. So the value of alk will be halved, and here you see that two side chain is present here, that is methyl group. So this will be the prefix of this compound. So first one, the prefix will be 2,2-dimethyl, and then the root will be halved, and finally the prefix and the suffix will be 3-ene. So finally we can say that the UTEC name of the following compound will be the 2,2-dimethyl heft 3-ene. Okay, now let's move on to the last one for alkene. Most probably here the carbon atom is covalently bonded, and then the bonding site is filled by hydrogen atom. Similarly, here you see that in second carbon 2-methyl group is present as a side chain, and the fourth carbon contains also a side chain which is ethyl group. This compound contain a carbon-carbon double bond at the third carbon here. So this compound is the member of alkene family, and here the total number of carbon in the longest chain hydrocarbon is 7, so the value of root will be halved, and here you see that 2 methyl group and 1 ethyl group is present in this compound as side chain, that is as prefix. So the prefix will be as alphabetical order 2,2-dimethyl 4-ethyl hept 3-ene, where 2,2-dimethyl 4-ethyl is the prefix of this compound and hept will be the root, and 3-ene is the suffix of this compound. Now we will move on the nomenclature of alkyne. First one, here a number of carbon is bonded with covalent bond. You see that this compound contain a triple bond at the first carbon, and the bonding site of each carbon is filled by hydrogen atom like in such way. So you will follow that the total number of carbon in the longest chain hydrocarbon will be the 7. So the value of alk will be the hept, and the name of this compound will be the hept 1-ine. Here hept is for root and 1-ine for suffix. Now move on to the next one, where the carbon atom are bonded with covalent bond, but you will see that here C2 is present here. This is the critical problem today's lecture. Here you see that 2 carbon are present in combinedly, so you cannot see that, you cannot understand that where the triple bond is present here. So this type of compound can be easily understood by their structural expansion. This compound contains, you see that in second carbon a methyl group is present here, so obviously this is the prefix of this compound. The expansion form of this compound will be like here. Here C2 can be expanded by carbon-carbon triple bond like here, and other element can be the same. So this compound will be the form like as here you see that the total number of carbon in the longest chain will be the 7. So here methyl is the side chain, that's why the prefix will be the 2-methyl, and here you see that the total number of carbon will be the 7, so the root will be hept, and you see also the carbon triple bond is present at the third carbon here, so the suffix will be the 3-ine. So finally you can say that the UTEC name of the following compound is 2-methyl hept 3-ine. Okay boys, now the home task for you. The home task involves some question, that is write down the structural formula of the following compound. First one is non 1 3,5 triene, and the second one is 3,4-diethyl 4-isopropyl dec4-ene, and the last one is 2,2-dimethyl 4-ethyl heptane. Okay boys, no more today. I would like to conclude here. Stay your home, be safe and sound during the COVID-19. Okay boys, be safe and sound, and thank you all.